What it's like to have a seizure. Having a noise around you in the bedroom, I can hear. Heavy footed, I can hear that. More stuff, I can hear. If you drop anything on the floor, I can hear that. It might bring me out of a seizure. Mainly talking. Faster out of a seizure. Being scared with this person in a seizure. I don't know what to do. Thinking what to do. Clicking can sometimes help. That's another sign to come out of a seizure. Maybe I can come round. Mainly it's speaking and squeezing someone's hand. You can always ask, does Shannon want a drink afterwards? I'm not gonna lie, there's no doubt in my mind. It's changed who I am. Can't physically tell Debbie what she needs to know if I'm in a seizure. Two people need to be there. One person needs to time, not freak out, and always be calm. Never freak out. If Debbie's with me, she'll always calm me down. Debbie always has her own ideas. I can't put them in here. For me to tell you what Debbie is doing, I would be in a seizure. I don't know what to tell you. It's not quick recovery after a seizure. You can be mentally tired. It's like being on a roller coaster. Don't know who you are. It's very freaky. My point of view, I can't be freaking out over it as well. I have to be calm. Debbie has to be calm. That helps people around me who I'm teaching as well. But if you watch this, I'm not telling you right or wrong. I don't want to be doing. It's just what works for me. I just want to know how it feels.
Okay.
Because I can't see that bit of it. So from your guys' point of view, it must be more harder for you guys.
A lot of years ago I used to feel really nervous, when you was going to have a seizure. I used to really worry about it. I said, but as the years have gone along, well, as the months went along and the years have passed now, it doesn't worry me at all. As soon as you have a seizure, I know exactly how to act and how long things should last and when to get emergency services involved if needed.
Yeah, I think from a person that's supporting a person with epilepsy, I think the first time that you support that person through a seizure is always probably the most kind of nerve-wracking. Even though we get specific training on how to deal with epileptic seizures and how to manage that whole situation, it's always different for every individual, and I think that
when
that
you
first...
say in your training though, would you feel like it's a real thing or not the real thing, James? In your training or not?
So in your training, I think that it's more about talking about and understanding the different body movements, and they help you to understand what kind of seizure a person's happening, and it's talking about and understanding what are the right actions at the right times. So for a person that suffers from a drop seizure, for example, they don't have any control over when that drop seizure is going to happen. So it's a matter of dealing with supporting them to make sure that they haven't broken broken a leg as they've gone down, because when people suffer from drop seizures, they literally drop and they hit the floor as a dead weight. Whereas for someone that suffers with nighttime seizures like you, for example, it's about responding to it straight away, making sure that you're keeping that person safe from any further harm. So, for example, when you're supporting someone in bed, making sure that the head's nowhere near furniture, so that where they could potentially cut the head open.
That's why when she does wake up, sometimes we've moved the pillow to that side, and then just so you don't bang your head on your bedside table.
And then obviously talking to you, holding your hand, trying to provide that reassurance, and then obviously depending on what rescue medications is prescribed to that person, using those as you need to do.
I know when James is coming into a room because he's very head-footed. No offence, I'm not doing
No, it's fine.
I cannot say you.
Everyone always hears me coming. It's fine.
What are the steps for me actually? I'm not going further through my epilepsy. Because I've never
We have a support
read
plan
it.
for this, don't we? Yeah, we have a support plan in your house. Have you not read that?
But I didn't know if I were allowed to read it or not.
Yeah,
Yes.
You helped us create it.
Yeah.
So
It's about me, and that's it. It's about you, so you should be able to read everything. It's all in there for you to read. But yeah, we have a pattern to follow, so that's why you've got the bed sensors in place and the monitors, because we can hear you then. As soon as it starts, we can hear something. We can hear you. She normally starts to cough a little bit, doesn't she? So when you start coughing, even if the sensor doesn't go off, we grab your rescue medication and come up anyway, just to check.
But yeah, I think it's particularly around when we're supporting you, Shannon. It's you hear that noise on the monitor and you just bolt upstairs, grab the magnet, and
grab everything, take it with you.
And I think it's also one of the things that I've learned over the time that I've been supporting you is, one of the things that I do is one of the first things that I do is I grab your hand and start squeezing it to try and kind of help you recognise that someone's with you and provide that kind of reassurance, and then it is just a matter of...
I always set the timer on my phone as well on the way up them steps, because it's vital that we time how long you're having a seizure for, just in case we can't get you to come out of it. The ambulances need all the vital information they can possibly get off us.
So if any of that medicine didn't work, we will have to go
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, ultimately. So obviously
So what would happen then?
So obviously you've got your VNS, and 99.99999% of the time it's always been really effective in pulling you out of that seizure. And on top of that, you've also prescribed your midazolam. So if a seizure were to last longer than 5 minutes, we will be getting prepared to use that diazepam, which is effective in pulling you out of that seizure. But if it continued after a dose of midazolam and you still weren't coming out of that seizure, it would be blue light straight to hospital.
And there would be 2 staff by that time as well. We do have a sleeping member of staff next door for you.
Yeah.
So she or he would then come round and support, you know, like if it was me, somebody would come round and support me to support you. So there's more than one person there then. So you've got somebody to ring for an ambulance.
Yeah.
And because when we do use the
Diazepam.
yeah, when we do use that, need to be 2 of us present anyway.
And that one never happened, touch wood.
No,
Touch wood, so far we've never had any need to use it, and you haven't used it for over 10 years, as far as, if I remember rightly, going back to the conversations that I had with you and your mum when we were writing your support plan. It's over 10 years since you've used it. So yeah, VNS is really effective for you.
What would be different here instead of at home if that did happen at all? Sam?
Yeah, sorry. Most of your seizures tend to be during the night, but you do have some during the day. But that's why I watch you and monitor you and just to see. And then if something starts, then it would be to give you a swipe to actually stop you going into that seizure. It's a lot easier to monitor during the day because we can see your reactions, and I can see when you're getting tired and frustrated, and I can see you heading in that direction. So it's a lot easier then to be able to decide when to swipe. Yeah, and you are more than capable of saying, you know, swiping yourself, and if you need it, because you know yourself, don't you, during the day if you're going off. Yeah, I'm here to support you. That, you know, in that way, and also in, you know, with the other work that you do, your emails and your writing, you know.
I think it's always one of the things that I'm always conscious of is, and we've had these conversations before, Shannon, about it's we get a we get
since that working night stopped me.
So I think no matter how much training we get as professionals when it comes to supporting people with epilepsy, one of the things that I always remember from my training is that you can look for the signs as much as you can, and you can spend time recognising and understanding what are the signs for that individual. But ultimately,
even if you do get one,
the individual is always the person that's feeling what's feeling inside their body, and they're always the best judge. So if you're ever unsure, ask the question.
Well, I can't, that's the thing, because...
No, I'm saying as a professional, when we're... But as a professional supporting someone with epilepsy, what you have to remember is that what you're feeling inside your body is what you're feeling, and actually you're the best person to tell me if I recognise a sign that you're potentially going into a seizure, or you might be having some slight seizure activity. It's always best to ask the person and say, are you alright? Or your hand's shaking a little bit, are you okay? Because you can tell me what you're feeling inside your body, but I don't know, I'm not feeling that. So it's always best to ask.
And then we can also, they've got a quiet room here, so we can go sit in there and recover in there nicely.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But always, you can't actually get your words out. I've noticed that when I go at you, that's something where I want you to explain why I can't get my words out, and then I get annoyed with you. That's one of the things I've worked out.
Do you mean when you're in a seizure or going into one, you can't get your words out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause during
And
the day
that's
we don't
annoying
wouldn't get
me.
that far.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
But how will you explain that?
Well, I mean, the way that you deal with it is if a person's not able to get the words out, then I would, my natural instinct would be to say, can you respond to me? And if you don't respond, I would naturally just grab the magnet and say, I'm going to give you a swipe because you can't talk to me. One of the things that is probably quickest to go when a person does have seizure activity going on inside the brain is communication. So if you weren't able to answer a simple question or even respond to me vocally, I would naturally think, oh, there's something happening here. And I would always tell you, whether you hear that or not, I don't know, but I think it's always, yeah.
You always get permission.
It's polite, more than anything, to say, you can't respond to me, I'm going to give you a swipe.
Has anything been hard with the seizures recently, do you reckon? From my point of view.
No,
I haven't
I think,
personally seen any changes
no,
recently.
I think there's always,
When
your seizure activity does have a certain fluctuation to it, but all of the stuff that we've been dealing with recently isn't brand new. It's all stuff that has happened before, and I think it's always really important to remember that seizure activity changes and it has its ebbs and flows, kind of like a river. So sometimes you might just have a seizure that comes out of nowhere and it's just a snap, you're straight into that seizure, and then other times you have seizures that build up and sometimes even you can feel, you know that something's brewing, and sometimes when you get that feeling, you'll ask for a swipe, and 9 times out of 10 that works. And then there's other times when it builds further than that, and sometimes you just have to wait for that seizure to arrive and let your body go through it. But I think that's the same for everybody. That's the nature of epilepsy. It doesn't follow a simple plan. It doesn't follow any kind of
it's more
road.
like a roller coaster when you have one though.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Yeah, I would
exhausted
agree.
afterwards. You are. The recovery sometimes can take a little while.
Yeah.
More longer.
You're really tired, aren't you, afterwards?
Do you think epilepsy normal life, having like us to do what we do outside of life? Really?
No, I feel that you can do anything you want to do, really, as long as you've got the correct support with you. You know, you've got your PA with you. I think she's just fine doing everything, really. My mum's has epilepsy, and she's had a perfectly normal life alongside.
Yeah, I would.
Done everything alongside that, and worked, and brought family up. She's done everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think it holds her back, do you?
No, I think very much like Sam, my mum has epilepsy, and my mum developed epilepsy later in life, but it's certainly not hampered her ability to live a normal life, and like Sam says, with the right support, people are perfectly capable of living ordinary, fulfilling lives. It's about making sure that they've got the right support and the right tools to be able to manage it.
I feel that it gives you more confidence. Because you're braver and you're stronger.
Confidence boost along the way. And it's
Definitely.
changed me for who I am at the moment.
I mean, you come along and you help us with training. You come and advise us, and when new staff arrive,
Yeah.
you come in and show them how to use your magnet and chat with them. Although we do have medical professionals come in and train us as well. It is good to have it when you come in, to have it from your perspective and in your words and how you feel about it.
I've still got it on that laptop as well, if we do need to use it. Or you guys need to use that. Thank you, Sam, and for all your hard work.
You're welcome.
Very welcome, yes.